Welcome to Sales Foundations and Mastery Full Training Implementation Guide, and today I'm going to share with you everything I've learned from closing over $1 million on calls myself. I've done over 1,000 calls. I had a sales team with closers, with a closer manager that were selling high-ticket deals for me when I was not doing it, right? So I've learned a lot from these few years of experience in this, and I've invested a lot of my own personal money as well into this. I think over $100,000 at this point was spent into learning things like that are about sales, about conversion, all of this, persuasion. So I think this video will be super helpful for you, and we're gonna go over the foundations and why, like when to know that sales is actually your constraint and you need to be focused on it and you need to learn more about it, and also the high level overview of the things that actually make you sell more of your offer, more of your products, and make more money. And also, before we start, I want to say that I get it that, sometimes sales might be a bit scary, and you might think that, I don't know, we all have this limiting beliefs of like, am I good at this? Maybe I don't like closing, or I'm not good at this, or is it ethical? I don't know, things like that. But I can tell you from my own personal experience that it's just a skill that you learn. And if you actually have a product and program or a community or a coaching or whatever, and you truly care about helping people, then it's your ethical responsibility to sell as many of them as you can for as long as you can help them. Because once they are in, that's when real transformation and real change can happen. So sales is arguably the most ethical thing that you can do for as long as you have a good product. And number two, we all have been there. Like I remember my first time when I was about to do my first sales calls, and I didn't know English almost at all at that time as well, so that made it even harder. And I was still living with my parents in my parents' apartment back in Armenia. So I was thinking, oh my God, like I need to do this call, and I had this iPad. I think it was on the iPad or my old computer that I had a few years ago, and I just opened it and I was about to join the call, and I was so nervous. And I remembered the advice from Hormozi, which I learned a lot from about sales, and some of the things I'm going to share with you is what I learned directly from him and I implemented in my own business. And I remember his advice when he said that you just need to do the calls and you just need to practice and it's going to get better. And I did it, right? And he said, you need to do at least 100 calls. So I was doing the calls and I was learning every single time, going through the sales trainings, getting feedback from people that had a decade plus sales experience in this industry. And I got better and better and better. And, till now, fast forward this day, I'm closing multi-five-figure deals in the DMs, on calls. It's one of the most important skills that I've learned in life so far. And once you master sales, you'll never go hungry, right? Because you can always make it rain, as they say, which means you can always make money, you can always get cash flow in, you can get clients. And once you do that, then all of the other problems in business become easier. So this said, today I'm going to share with you everything I've learned from this. Again, a lot of time and money went into this, so I think after you watch this training, you'll know kind of if sales is your constraint. And secondly, there are many things that are important in sales, right? It's not just about the call itself or the DMs, whatever selling process, but everything around sales that is important to learn. So that's what we are going to cover, okay? And then in the end, I'll also share a short sales script that we use, that we recommend as well, plus sales training that I've learned from Hormozi. And again, most importantly, things that are even more important than the sales calls themselves or the sales conversation itself, the things before that, right, around it. And it will make sense now when I share this. And this video will again give you high-level overview, so you have that understanding. And then in the next videos, we are going to have specific sales call reviews in this module, so you can actually see it done in practice, and you'll see more in-depth specific videos about things regarding to sales as well. But today's video is more for you to have the understanding, so this is super important to watch, because once you watch this, you are gonna and you implement this, you are gonna be able to make way more sales, which is gonna help you to grow your business. So this said, let's get into how to use this guide, okay? Number one, you need to confirm that you are not supply constrained. If you can't fulfill more customers, fixing conversion just creates a bigger problem. So if you're watching this video and you already are maxed out with your clients, I don't think this is your highest priority. Feel free to watch it if you want. But maybe it will be better to actually go and have more capacity, right? Increase your prices to other things, and then you can actually improve sales. Meaning, if you have a good close rate and everything is going well, increasing it by a little bit, is it really what you need to be focused on, or is it better to focus on 10xing your traffic, getting better clients, delivering the same results with less time, hiring people, etc. So just make sure this is what you need now if you're gonna invest a lot of time into learning it, because you can always come back later. And if it is, then keep watching. Number 2, pick the biggest broken point in your conversion path. Improvements are addictive across the funnel, but you'll get the fastest leads by fixing the weakest step first, especially low conversion rates. So sales isn't just the call or the sales conversation itself. Sales is what you do for people to show up, right? What you do in the follow-up process, who you attract on the calls, all of these things. So there's not like one thing that all of you need to improve. Some of you need to improve the show-up rate. Some of you need to improve the follow-up process. Some of you need to contact your leads faster, right? All of these are massive improvements that even if you make just one of them, you can make progress. So sequence your work by return on effort. Many changes work, many improvements work. Do the ones with the highest return on the lowest time, energy, and cost first. So once you go through this, you will see, oh my God, that is so easy to implement, and that's what I need. Start there. Start what is simpler to do, and it's basically the weakest point of your sales process. Okay? And then some of the things you'll be good at, which you can just learn more about it, which I'm gonna share with you today. But your job of watching this today is just thinking, okay, what is the number one thing that my sales process is the weakest at, and pay more attention to that. You won't be able to implement all of this at once. Find the weakest link, fix it first, and then the next one, because all of these improvements add up together. Okay? Now let's start with the first thing, which is a non-negotiable, which is congruency and clarity. Number 1, congruency. Stop looking trust. Principle. In your sales process, everything must feel consistent from the first touch, ad, message, content, headline, call to action, to the moment that they pay. Any off moments create a red flag, and then you lose them. Okay? So what this means is that people always trust things that are congruent. So if they see something on your YouTube channel, or on your Instagram, on your Skool community, or on your call to action, on your booking page, and then inside of the sales process, it's not congruent, then you're gonna lose trust. So for people, it needs to be kind of all make sense, all be on the same page for there to not be any red flags, because any red flag is incongruency, inconsistency, and psychologically, people associate inconsistency with lying. So think about this. If I talk to you and every day I'm telling you different things, about my life, about my situation, etc., about the same exact things, every time I'm sharing a little bit different things that don't kind of really make sense together, they're not as congruent, you are gonna have subconsciously think it's a lie. Why? Because when we lie, right, then we can't remember all of the small details, and we can't put all of the picture to come together. Right? And that's what people kind of subconsciously think when they see a sales process that's not congruent. They think that you are lying, right? Because when things are true, they all make sense together. There's no contradictions in the process itself. So this is what you can do to make sure that your sales process is congruent, which is go through your own entire sales process as a prospect. If you have an opt-in page where people give your email and they watch your VSL, go to that. If you have a YouTube video VSL, go watch your VSL. If you have a live webinar, watch the recording. Go to the registration page. If you DM people and going from the perspective of the prospect, go through the questions, through the flow that you are going. If you have a calendar, people, the call to action, right? All of this, go through it yourself. Then walk click to flow and hence end to end and list where the process feels clunky or inconsistent. So basically just step by step go through your funnel, through your sales pages, to your booking pages, to your DM funnel, to your webinar funnel, to your sales call funnel, to your everything, and try to find everything that is not as consistent, right? For example, in one page you are saying, I help entrepreneurs do this, achieve this result, and then another page it's slightly different, right? Then it's not gonna be as congruent. Where you promise one thing, then the next step feels like something else, right? And where old iterations created rough edges, meaning that over time, right, as an entrepreneur, you improve things, you change things, you get more clear on your avatar, you tweak a bit more your positioning, so you change it somewhere, but you forget to do it in other places, and that creates that incongruency. So I want to go and kind of go through it yourself and fix this. And again, the amount of the times that this is actually what you need to do first is crazy, because this is the first step when someone even gets in your sales process. If they get into your sales process and it's not flawless, it's not very smooth, then you already lose trust by the time that they are already learning about your offer, etc. So This is huge, and the amount of the times that people change their sales process and they haven't themselves gone through it is crazy. It happens very often. So please make sure to go it yourself, write down everything that feels off, and fix them, because it's going to create a massive trust, and it can already help you to increase your conversions by 10-20%, because more people will go through your funnels and convert, rather than trying to do it at the last point of your sales conversion, which is the sell itself. We want to do it from the top to the bottom, right? Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.